SHLYA Walker drags Catherine McBroom over her divorce from Austin. I really hope she gives us some kind of juice.
First off,
because it's the juice, and if you don't have the juice, you don't have it. So if you don't have the juice, you can't capitalize.
Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That big fire. Yeah, she coming.
Welcome back to the channel. I was going to hop into Foodie Beauty today. I absolutely was going to do that because I need to know what the hell is going on over there. And Lord knows, what do you even call Foodie Beauty at this point? It's almost embarrassing to even watch her content sometimes. But besides the point, I saw the video. SHLYA Walker drags Catherine McBroom over her divorce from Austin. Ace family turn on each other. And immediately I was like, excuse me? Excuse me, would this not be the point where you guys would be like besties? Would this not be the point where you guys could collab? Like I'm very confused. I haven't seen any video separate from this. So let's hop into this one. Foodie Beauty can wait because, I mean, at this point, really nothing is going to change over there. It's just going to be a revolving cycle. So we'll play that game at another time. Now let's immediately hop in because I am thoroughly actually very curious to know what this is about. You know what I kind of think? Because without the Ace family, where does the clout come from, right? But they've already built such a following and they've already built a brand around it that I think even the divorce isn't necessarily going to demolish that or destroy it in any way. I think it's just pivoting into building their brands separately. And I really should say personal brands because it's just going to be them and not necessarily the kids. I'm sure they will show up in some way, but it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate the kids into their content as them not being together. I was watching Catherine's story today and she looks very happy. I will say that she looks extremely happy. She looks like a huge weight has been lifted off of her shoulders. And as much as I know it's bad for one parent to talk bad about the other parent, I really hope she gives us some kind of juice. I hope she gives us some kind of squeeze, okay? I mean, she has the lemon tree and all, so she really needs to do that. But we will see, and we will continue to follow and see what the heck is going on. Now, SHLYA, girl, what's going on?
what do you think about the separation of your brother and Catherine? It's not my place to speak on it.
They got on the internet as a whole unit and bullied me and used each other. They were like a perfect match.
We were and still are the bestest friends.
This woman has been a Regina George, a mean girl.
I lied to myself for a very
Not Regina.
Boo, you whore.
time. I was not happy. I knew that certain things didn't feel right.
Nobody saw the Ace family divorce between Austin and Catherine coming, but SHLYA Walker, a former in-law, says that these two should stay together. She explains that Catherine is a mean girl and just as much of a scammer as her husband, Austin. So they're a perfect match, and she's not running to support any of them anytime soon. So let's get into it.
Okay. What's your
Ever
intro?
since we learned about the Ace family divorce news, everyone has had an opinion. A lot of people have been following their journey, and they were, shocked but not surprised to see that these two are divorcing.
No surprise.
And actually, Austin's little brother, Landon McBroom, was once with SHLYA Walker, and SHLYA Walker has some choice words for how she feels about Austin and Catherine's split. Now, SHLYA hasn't been involved with the McBrooms in a while, but she had an opinion to share about what she thought Catherine would do and how she and Catherine would behave together post-divorce, because a lot of people thought that maybe Catherine would turn on Austin and join SHLYA and expose this family. SHLYA allegedly responded to the Ace family divorce situation that dropped recently. SHLYA has a daughter with Landon McBroom, who is Austin's brother. Following their relationship ending, bombshell claims were revealed that Landon physically harmed SHLYA. She also claimed that he tried to kidnap their daughter, which we've broke this down in previous videos. There was a lot of drama. And when we heard SHLYA's story, it seemed like the McBroom family was against her. Like, Catherine wasn't for her. Austin's mother, Landon's mother, hated her. She really didn't have any allies. But after learning about their divorce, SHLYA alleges that she thinks Austin and Catherine should stay together as they are the same person and they deserve each other and they're like a perfect match, which on paper
Wow.
sounds kind of nice, but that's not what she means. She's trying to shade Catherine, saying that Catherine is as bad as Austin and she's treated SHLYA so badly that there's no way they would ever reconcile.
I can get on here and say what I want to say because they got
Not
on the
the
internet
foot.
as a whole unit and bullied me and lied for like years. So it's my business, but generally it is sad when a family is like breaking up. It's sad. It's gonna be a change for the kids. I hope they're doing well. Yeah, but I think they should stay together. I think they're the same person. They deserve each other. And
Wow.
they're like a perfect match in my book.
People have tried to encourage SHLYA to speak to Catherine now that she's a free woman, but SHLYA claims, quote, that Catherine has been a Regina George mean girl to her for years. She also alleges that Catherine hides behind this, like, spiritual facade that she's a good person, when in fact she's just as bad as Austin McBroom.
Wow.
People are saying, you guys should link up and... This woman has been a Regina George mean girl to me since I was 18 years old. And I look back and I'm like, why did I tolerate that?
Wow. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? Because to be honest, I've came across a lot of gorgeous women that do have this mean girl complex, but it's not necessarily actually... There are some that it's directed towards me, and it's been, how do I say this? There were times where I didn't say anything, I just kind of let it be. And I remember it got to a point where I just had to say something, and it just kind of pissed me off. And we, resolved our issues, apologized, whatever. And then I've seen other mean girl complexes where they're mean behind the back of another girl. And it's not necessarily that they're being mean, but they're just like expressing emotions or thoughts that they couldn't say in front of her or that other party, because it's gonna, kind of bring a divide, if that makes sense. But I also am very fully aware of that emotion within just women in general. Like, I even had like a mean girl complex at a time. Like, I definitely was a bully at one time. And I think that it takes a lot of growth within yourself to even realize and recognize that and come back from it and kind of understand like, oh, I was insecure in that time, or I just didn't want to express myself in that time, or, I thought I needed to be quiet, or whatever it could be. Like, there's so many different scenarios, but I wouldn't be surprised to hear that Catherine is a mean girl in one way or another. I don't know what that looks like exactly, but interesting. Regina George, that's what an example.
To me for years. And then hides behind the guise of like spirituality and like holier than thou. And that is just it has to do with having like a personality disorder, if I had to guess. Like a sociopath.
Oh, wow.
And then when you do psychedelics, I think it makes you develop like a godlike complex. And then you're just really lost in the sauce.
So now she does psychedelics?
And then when no one around you holds you accountable for anything, you guys are just like... Everybody's lost in the sauce. Everybody's living in the same delusion.
While I believe every word she's saying,
that.
I cannot take her seriously eating Ben and
I
Jerry's
know, with the
and
foot.
having a foot filter on. This person wrote, SHLYA is a boss lady for holding her tongue back after Catherine was spitting that garbage, because I could never. Both Catherine and Landon would get knocked out in a second if it were me. Another person wrote, she is right. I can't imagine dealing with that, but she has handled it like a grown woman and she wasn't petty. She's definitely respected. Another person writes, I feel like Catherine is probably a good person, but she's been completely brainwashed by the McBrooms. I'm eager to see how she grows without them. Another person writes that
I feel like it's so many different aspects. It's money, it's fame, it's clout, it's the God complex. Like, once you hit a certain level, it's very hard for other people to put you in your place or give you criticism and you not see it as hate, or you not see it as like, oh, they're being a hater. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen it happen to so many different people in so many different aspects. Like, even at work, right? Like, let's say somebody that you used to work with becomes the boss, right? Or they end up getting promoted, and then energy kind of shifts sometimes, you know what I mean? And it's almost like you want to tell them certain things, but you feel like you can't because you know that they're going to say something along the lines is like, well, I was the one that got promoted, or I'm the boss here, so keep that to yourself, or you just don't want to step on toes. I feel like this is actually something I was talking about in my stream last night about Drake. I was talking about how Drake wants real love, or at least like that's kind of what his narrative has been since the beginning, right? Like he bought all those purses for his future wife, and he just has always wanted to be like with one person. At least that's what it came across within his music before he went into the direction of like just like rap and like the women and like I get all these biatches, blah blah blah, whatever you want to call it. But when you think about Drake, the power he has, the money he has, there are a lot of women and people in general who won't be able to really have that boundary and criticism of maybe just being like, okay, well, yeah, you're Drake, but I don't like when you talk to me like that. Or yeah, you're Drake, but you need to do this, that, and the third, and you're not doing that. So like, I'm out. Where he could just, his rebuttal could easily be like, okay, well, I'll buy you 3 Lamborghinis. I'll give you $100K. If you like forgive me and just stop caring about this. And we just live in a world where so many people would be like, you know what, that's fine. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the woman that's with a guy that pays for everything or provides in a certain way, and she wants him to give, I don't know, her more attention, but then she feels like she can't say anything because it's like, oh well, he just bought me this bag or something like that. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different scenarios where it happens where that power imbalance is in play. And I feel like people that have this platform or followers or attractiveness or money or whatever, it's harder for them to even kind of humble themselves to see something in somebody else's, experience, or put themselves in the shoes of somebody else, because they have been kind of like leveling up over and over and over again. Like that's why it's so important to have people that will tell you like, okay, like I love you, but this is wrong, or I love you, but this is how you should do this. And you kind of take a step back and be able to, see that as a growing experience, opposed to like, this person's a hater, this person thinks that I'm not doing, more than I could, or you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's happened and it happens in so many different scenarios in life. And I can definitely see Catherine being one of them. I absolutely can. And the concept of her hiding behind spirituality is it's a very telling comment, to be honest, because it's not even just spirituality. A lot of people hide behind religion. A lot of people hide behind a lot of things that are AKA good. Even fitness. Like, let's talk about the girlies that get their bodies done. They get their boobs done. They get, the Botox. They get their lips done. But, they'll be in the gym acting like, I've been working on myself, self-care, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, oh, but we're not going to talk about, like, all the work that you've had done. We're just going to act like you just did that in the gym because you're dedicated and disciplined. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways that this can go. It's so interesting.
There are 3 levels of delusion: 1, inattention; 2, denial; and 3, misperception of reality. Catherine lives in denial. She can't be herself due to being with Austin and the MCBROOMs. And then finally, this person wrote, I'm so freaking glad SHLYA popped off. Everything she said was on point. Yes, 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 Catherine is a sociopath. Now, since SHLYA has made her damning comments, Catherine has been posting on her personal Snapchat.
People also noticed just how different their statements were. Catherine showed a lot of emotion for Austin, dedicating a whole paragraph to how he's her best friend despite everything they're going through. Whereas Austin's statement read to be a little bit more, how should we say it, self-centered. No surprise there. But
exactly.
Catherine ended up posting to Snapchat and opened up a bit more about the divorce and what she's looking forward to in her future. One of the top comments under Catherine's statement was how it seemed like she really found herself through her spirituality, and you could tell that she was happier. And a lot of comments told her they can't wait to watch her finally come into her own and be happy.
Well, the one
and
she posted
Catherine
today
feels the same.
I'm just trying to live my life, genuinely. Like, I just want to go back to just being myself, actually, like, truly being myself in my most rawest form, because I feel like I hold a lot of things in, and I own this. I own up to this.
So now, since learning about the divorce, a lot of people have questions about what is next. What we do know is that the moving trucks are headed to the MCBROOM's home because Austin is moving out. According to Catherine, she's claiming that Austin will be the one moving out of their home, which, remember, home is a very triggering topic for this family because they had a home that foreclosed. It had no hot water for years. It did not make sense.
That hot
there
water
was
comment.
No gas. Then they've been renting. Then they don't pay their rent. So, I mean, I don't know what home is going to be, actually. But Catherine explains that she's happy now. She alleges that she has sadness for the changes, the dynamic, and her children. She seemingly ends the clip by stating that she and Austin are strong co-parents and nothing will change in that sense.
I lied to myself for a very long time. And
Girl, we know.
I was not happy. And my main priority was always my kids and my family. Moving forward now, things have changed because I realized that in order for my kids to truly be happy, I have to be truly happy. Like, truly happy inside.
It's true.
And
you know what's interesting too is Cat Williams is a Virgo and Catherine is a Virgo, and I feel like Virgos are just, they coming out.
yeah, I
they
feel
coming
like
out this year.
I was
Just
lying to myself for a long time, telling myself that I was happy.
It's interesting.
Because one thing about me and Austin is we never fought, we never argued, nothing. Like we were and still are the bestest friends.
Am I supposed to believe
and
that?
so for me, I thought like, oh, there's nothing wrong. Like there's nothing wrong here. But I had been lying to myself, and I knew that certain things didn't feel right and certain things weren't right.
Even though
What
this
are the
family
certain
has
things?
exploited their children, put the worst moments online, I do believe that they will try to be good parents. I do think Austin's going to kind of have a playboy phase. And I feel like Catherine's going to have more of a growing up moment because she even explains that it kind of feels like she's mourning a death, which, to get personal, guys, like you guys know, I've been in a relationship ever since my last relationship who cheated on me. And then this relationship is now coming to an end. So I totally like relate to what Catherine's saying here because like it does feel like you're mourning a death, and it's like such a sadness that like manic. I just like I totally feel for anyone going through a breakup because it's
Lord,
the worst
I
I've
can't
felt in
handle
a
it.
really long time.
Can't
Just
handle it.
because
I hate
am
breakups.
happy doesn't mean that I'm not sad at the same time. There's a lot of sadness.
Okay.
I don't think it's really like hit me yet because Austin hasn't moved to his new place yet. There's sadness. Yes, it's like a mourning a death or something. Like it's like mourning. Like I can truly say that this would be like the first time that I have to mourn something that has like died in my life, like ended in my life. Figuratively speaking, of course. And I don't want anyone to think that just because I'm happy doesn't mean that I also don't have sadness for the changes and for my children and for the new dynamic. But what I do know is that we're some strong ass co-parenting dynamic, and
Okay, girl.
nothing will change in that sense where
Okay.
like they don't see their parents with each other and stuff because we're definitely always going to be together because we have 3 kids.
Now, because Catherine is being so open, some people are open-minded to kind of receiving this new Catherine McBroom, or I guess maybe Catherine pays if she goes back to her old name.
right.
This person wrote, I have a new perspective on them. Catherine checked out of this relationship years ago and even said it herself. She probably didn't want to sleep with him much anymore and lost attraction towards him, but stuck with him for the family and continued to scam. Now the jig is up and too many women have gotten involved with Austin. One person wrote, those kids are going to be devastated. Another person writes,
That's
boy,
a
this is
good
rough.
question.
How? They have
Did
3
they tell
kids
the
and
kids?
seem so happy. This person writes, he looks like he gets around, in my opinion. And then another person replied, now he doesn't need to hide his cheating anymore. Somebody asked Catherine, how do you make divorce look so easy? And she says, we have a great friendship. Seriously, we do. I have so much love for Austin. So this kind of like makes me like believe SHLYA even more that they are kind of the same person. Like she doesn't see any faults here. She also does announce that she wants to create her own show, something different and unique.
Really?
Interesting. So I guess like to keep the money coming in, she's going to remain an influencer. That's
Her
all
own
she knows how to
show.
do. They claim that their dog is going to be split back and forth. So I guess they've got shared custody on the children and the dog. And for the channel, they don't know what's going to happen there. I guess they're going to figure out a routine. Maybe the channel is dead. I mean, it's been dead for 7 months, so it might not be coming back, which makes me wonder, like, is Austin going around trying to manage these like OnlyFans girls because the YouTube is not getting the views no more? Though you
can't.
must admit that if they made a video talking about this divorce, it would get the views. Someone asked, do you think you always stay in the content creator business and community? Do you see yourself doing something different? And she says, I see myself evolving completely. Maybe some music.
Okay.
Can Catherine sing? I don't know.
Music?
I must admit, it is
Oh.
interesting to see how Catherine is so outspoken and
No
Austin
comment.
isn't. It makes me wonder if Austin is struggling a little bit more with this than Catherine is.
What kinds of certain things that didn't feel right? And Catherine said, pressure of the world, and everyone looking to destroy us, not having good communication, growing at different rates, etc. Another person said, the world wants to destroy good things. It's jealousy. Why let it happen? And Catherine said, I learned that early on. A lot of evil eye. But we handled that very well until we really had to face a lot of darkness to make us grow. That was hard.
Now, even though Catherine may be the biggest Austin McBroom apologist, people are still rooting for her, as they should. Root for both of them. I mean, Austin does have some skeletons in his closet that he needs to figure out, you know, with scamming everyone. But people want to see Catherine back with Michael B. Jordan. While I admit Michael B. Jordan is a great choice, I don't know if he had her as a girlfriend or maybe hired her for the day as a girlfriend.
Right, I was about to say.
That's what I heard. But it does look like she has now followed Michael B. Jordan again on Instagram, so maybe she's trying to see if she can get back with him. But again, she was with the Taz Angels back then. I feel like she was just kind of rolling with the, you know, kind of like a groupie. According to a TikTok posted by I'm Kayla, Catherine allegedly followed Michael B. Jordan on social media after the news of her divorce. They were linked back in 2014 after they were spotted together at a beach getaway. This was before Catherine and Austin got together. Now, we heard SHLYA talking about this divorce. We started off the video talking about SHLYA, but I want to talk about Landon, Austin's brother, and how he's responding. Here's a clip.
What do you think about the separation of your brother and Catherine? First off, it's not my place to speak on it. Regardless, me being part of the family or not, it doesn't matter. It's not my place.
I can't stand Landon.
And the only reason why I'm going to speak now is just because I want to get out of the way. A lot of you guys have questions, and I don't want people to think that I don't care, or I'm not supportive, or I'm out of the loop, or something weird. I love
Can we talk about this do-rag?
I love Catherine for what she's done for my family, the mother that she's been.
What are you doing?
I think I know that when people are together for so long and people split, it's sad. It's very sad, especially when there's
I can agree with that.
Small children involved. I urge people to be a little bit more aware of that, and just know that this is real people's lives, like real stuff happening. It's not like a YouTube video, like this. It's not a vlog. This is a real situation happening with real people, and a lot of people are involved in. A lot of stuff's gonna be happening. I'm so thankful that they are such good friends, and they were able to go about this in a good way and be cordial, and they're gonna have a good co-parenting system, everything like that.
He definitely kept going and going with that. He probably loves the attention a little bit, but you know, he's always going to stand by his brother. Either way, I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Catherine filed for divorce against him because, like, of the cheating? Do you think she, like, was okay with the cheating because she didn't want to be, you know, sleeping with him, so just let the other random girls do it? But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Let's go ahead and open this P.O. Box package item. It looks like it is from...
Thanks, darling.
Monique.
I will say this, okay? I don't think they're getting a divorce. I think they're just breaking up. I till this day, I'm just like, did they actually get married? Was the marriage license even there? Was it present? I mean, and there's like no clarification on that. Like no one's saying anything about that. I'm honestly just curious. But okay, SHLYA, well, thank you for letting us know that Catherine is a Regina George, and she uses spirituality to seem like a good person. I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say about that one. But I do remember her being heavily into that when I was on Snapchat. I'm not even really on Snapchat anymore. I don't even post on there anymore, but I do remember when I was watching her and she was posting a lot about spirituality, and I was actually really surprised at that time. But besides the point, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about what SHLYA said. Do you think Catherine is a mean girl, or do you think that's not true? I'm not. Let's just say I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just say that. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this video. I will see y'all all in the next one. If you made it all the way to the end, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see y'all all later. Okay? Because I'm about to watch this. And if you're watching this, press 1 down below. Press 1 so we can talk about who you think is about to get eliminated. I'm just curious. All right. Bye, y'all. Regina George.
Is there more?